This is ABC 7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening. I'm Haley Wilgus. Scott has the night off. Thanks for joining us this evening. President Obama leads the nation in honoring the 5 Dallas police officers who were gunned down last week. The president joining dignitaries and law enforcement at a memorial service where ABC's Adrienne Bankert is there live.
You know, it's said that laughter is the best medicine. President Obama, as well as former President George W. Bush and other dignitaries using stories of valor as well as stories of humor to memorialize the fallen. President Obama joined dignitaries and law enforcement at an interfaith service to honor the 5 fallen officers gunned down in Dallas.
We're here to honor the memory and mourn the loss of 5 fellow Americans, to grieve with their loved ones, to support this community.
The president, along with Vice President Biden, former President George W. Bush, and their wives paying respects.
We have lost so much. We are grief-stricken, heartbroken, and forever grateful.
The city of Dallas rocked to the core following the assassination of police officers working to protect and serve during a peaceful Black Lives Matter protest. ABC News learning the gunman, Micah Johnson, used this high-powered rifle in a one-man mission to target and kill white officers. The president categorizing the sniper's attack as a hate crime.
An act not just of demented violence, but of racial hatred. All of it's left us wounded and angry and hurt.
The site where the Dallas shootings took place remains a crime scene. Detectives poring over hours of body cam footage. Authorities believe Johnson, an Army veteran, legally purchased the 3 weapons he had. Dallas's police chief using lyrics from a Stevie Wonder song to express his love for the officers and their grieving families.
I'll be loving you until the ocean covers every mountain high.
And it was just a beautiful ceremony, very moving. We know the president meets tomorrow at the White House with law enforcement leaders as well as government officials and activists to try to solve the problems and end the violence in Dallas. Adrienne Bankert, ABC News. Now back to you.
Thank you, Adrienne. And in response to those shootings in Dallas and other cases of violence across the country, the Sarasota branch of the NAACP is hosting an event tomorrow to encourage communication between law enforcement and the community. ABC 7's Kate Flexter spoke to some of the key players in that conversation, and she joins us with that story. Kate.
That's right, Haley. Sarasota's NAACP says it's time for what it's calling a frank discussion between law enforcement and our community.
Protests across the nation, some peaceful, others violent, leading to escalating tensions between law enforcement and the community.
It's kind of hard to wrap our heads around these types of incidents continuing to happen.
In the wake of that violence, Sarasota's NAACP is hoping to keep the peace. The group's organizing a conversation between law enforcement and community members. Among those in attendance will be Sarasota's Police Chief Bernadette DePino.
The only way that we're able to take care of any potential issues or concerns that citizens have is by having that open, candid dialogue.
Chief DePino says that open dialogue is crucial.
I can't control what's going on the national level. It's way too big, it's way too political, it's way too broad. But what I can control, and I think what our citizens can control, is what happens within our own community individually.
Rodney Jones, president of Manatee County's NAACP, says he's not sure if they'll hold a similar meeting, but he says the dialogue isn't enough.
Over the years, we've had town hall meeting after town hall meeting, usually after some type of community catastrophe or something going on nationally. In my own opinion, I believe those efforts have been pretty ineffective. Not that dialogue does not need to happen, it does, but we need to be doing something else besides the dialogue at this time.
Still, Harvey says keeping that conversation open with law enforcement is important.
Let's just sit down and have some open, frank conversation on what can we do in Sarasota to continue to work with one another and to make sure that these issues that we're seeing in other communities across the country don't happen in our community, because it only takes one incident.
The event will be held from 6:30 to 8:30 tomorrow evening at Bethel CME Church on 22nd Street. It is open to the public. Haley?
Thank you, Kate. A tanker fire on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge tied up traffic all around the Tampa Bay area for hours today. And now all lanes except for one southbound lane on the bridge are back open. A tractor-trailer fuel tanker had a tire blowout on the southbound side of the bridge around 11 o'clock this morning, and the tanker caught on fire. The tanker was carrying nearly 4,000 gallons of diesel fuel, which spilled onto the highway. Crews were able to contain the fire fairly quickly, but the bridge spanning Tampa Bay was closed in both directions for several hours. The driver only received minor injuries. One southbound lane on the bridge is still closed. Right now, traffic is backed up a little in the southbound lanes, but moving pretty smoothly. As you can see there, a lot of green on the map. New details tonight on a Sarasota boy who was killed in a boating accident over the weekend. 7-year-old Cash Fox was boating with his father and brother Saturday morning near Stump Pass Marina in Charlotte County. According to authorities, the boy was thrown off of the 20-foot boat when his father put the boat into gear. The boy landed on the propellers. He was taken to Inglewood Community Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. New details continue to emerge over a huge drug bust in Manatee County. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office recently seized more than $700,000 worth of heroin, cocaine, and many other drugs from a variety of locations in Bradenton and Palmetto. 33 firearms, 38 cars, and $439,000 in cash, all seized during this raid. The accused ringleader of the drug operation, Robert Reyes, his wife Elizabeth Reyes, and his sister Olga Reyes were all arrested.
This is an investigation that takes a ton of time, and we used a ton of people to get this done. It started back in October of last year.
As part of this drug bust, 42 dogs, most of which appeared to be malnourished and mistreated, were taken to Manatee County Animal Services. Employees at Manatee County Animal Services now medically treating and caring for those dogs. The shelter hopes to put them up for adoption soon. In the meantime, the shelter is struggling to keep up with demand. The facility is now caring for a total of around 180 dogs. The capacity is only 80 dogs. Manatee County Animal Services is in need of volunteers and foster families, and they're working to find all of these animals forever homes. And efforts are underway to address our seasonal traffic problem. Manatee and Sarasota counties, as well as the city of Bradenton and city of Sarasota, are all coming together for a regional traffic management project. The project includes the retiming of traffic signals to help alleviate backups. The lights will change based on traffic demand instead of a predetermined set time. Officials say the retiming of the lights is necessary, especially during season when we have a big influx of drivers on the Suncoast.
And that's really the point of this, is trying to make the signals more efficient and make sure we accommodate the flows. And of course the flow changes during time of day, season of day, so if we can change that to improve the functionality of the intersection, we make the roads operate more efficiently.
Manatee County has already completed its traffic timing, and Sarasota County voted to move forward with its project and that portion there today. The city of Sarasota is expected to vote on it in the coming week. More than $1.8 million is expected to be spent to complete the traffic light retiming and these traffic studies. A follow-up now on how the city of Northport handles boats parked in front of houses. Today, city commissioners voted 3-2 to temporarily stop enforcing the Unified Land Development Code. Under the code, boat and trailer owners can be cited and fined for placing their boats in their driveways or their front yard. Over the past couple of weeks, residents have been complaining to the city about the fines, and the Northport Boat Owners Association received hundreds of signatures for a petition to change it. And not the best boating weather, Bob, because we've been hearing a lot of thunder and seen some lightning as well.
Yeah, big storms earlier blowing up along the sea breeze front. Now, most of the action has calmed down considerably right now. Good news on that front. In fact, you can see that lightning and heavy rain was very intense at one point. Even some Doppler indicated small hail near Lakewood Ranch and places to the west. But right now, light rain near Palmetto and Braden about an hour and a half ago. It was heavy. Over an hour and a half ago, they were seeing 1.5 inches per hour rainfall rates, and now some rain near Longboat Key, settling down near I-275 and 75, some light showers there. But the big picture to the east of that, look at this intense line of thunderstorms progressing toward the west. This is the East Coast breeze, and it'll take its time to get to the coast. There could hold on, and we could see some showers and storms later on this evening. We'll talk more about this line and what it's doing right now coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you, Haley.
Thank you, Bob. The FWC is looking for ideas on how to spend almost $1 million to reduce the number of human-bear conflicts. The FWC decided not to hold a second bear hunt this fall, so now the agency is asking counties and other local governments to send them proposals on how to spend $825,000 to reduce the number of bear interactions. Governor Scott and the state legislature invested $500,000 in the fund, and the Fish and Wildlife Foundation of Florida added $325,000 from proceeds of the Conserve Wildlife license plate for the cause. The governments have until these people will come together, and they have until October 14th to submit proposals. If you have an idea, feel free to submit one. ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now, and we are just seeing records everywhere, Richard.
Haley, I'm smiling, and I'm smiling for good reason. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, as you've kind of indicated, did close at an all-time record high today. We needed to gain 85 points to get to the record. We gained 120, plenty of room there. The S&P, which set an all-time high yesterday, only had to go up by 0.01. We did that very easily. And the NASDAQ, which has been down for the majority of the year, as of gains today, is now up for the year. No record, but it is in positive territory. And volume was strong. When you see markets going up on heavy volume, lots of buying, generally that's a very good sign. And speaking of good signs, let's take a look at these record numbers, and indeed impressive they are. There you see the Dow Jones Industrial Average up by almost 121 points, closing at 18,347.67, a record. And that's on volume of 873 million shares. The NASDAQ, as I say, now positive for the year, up 34 points, 0.7%, closing at 5,022.82 on volume of 1,984 million shares. And again, a record for the S&P, up 15 points, 0.7%, closing at 2,152.14. Well, just yesterday, we brought you a story about Starbucks increasing wages for their employees. Well, today, it's J.P. Morgan Chase. J.P. Morgan Chase, one of the largest banks in this country, today said it will increase the pay for its lower-paid employees, 18,000 of them, and they will get increases of anywhere from 12 to 18%. Those affected are primarily tellers and also people who work in the bank branches, and 75 cities are being affected. Hopefully Sarasota is one of them. 90% of the employees who are getting raises will now get between $13 and $16.50 an hour. But I can't help tell you that Jamie Dimon, who is the chairman of J.P. Morgan Chase, he got a raise as well. His income is $27 million a year. Haley, not too shabby.
Worked out his hourly rate. I'm sure he works a lot of hours, but it would
no question.
be a lot higher than that $13 figure.
Correct.
And Richard, you are hosting an investment workshop.
Yes, and we're kind of excited about it. It's Wednesday and Thursday of next week, and we're having an opportunity to really sit down in small groups with clients and anyone, all of our viewers. It's Wednesday, July 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon, Thursday, July 21st at 10 o'clock in the morning at 1 Sarasota Tower on the 12th floor. And please feel free to RSVP at 906-2840. Again, 906-2840. It's called Emotions, Elections, and Opportunities. And Haley, I have to say, emotions, all we have to do is look at Brexit. Opportunities, who knows? And elections, November is coming.
And that could have a big effect, so
Yeah,
time to get prepared now.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, the wait is over. Bernie Sanders officially endorses Hillary Clinton, how the Democratic candidate is changing her campaigning strategy to get more support. And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. And later in Health Smart, the number of teens and young adults getting concussions, why those numbers may be higher than previously thought.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now. They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
You know what scares me? No electricity. Yeah, when this magical box suddenly stops working, I call the pros at Mr. Sparky and they send a superhero to save the day. How's it going, Pablo?
It's going great, Mike.
Pablo possesses amazing skill. He can perform incredible feats at blinding speed.
Superhero. Couldn't have done it without you.
Modest, too.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Just to be clear, I don't live here.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Dog days of summer got you down? Beat the heat with huge summer savings during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll be the coolest family on the block in your all-new Chrysler Pacifica for just $27,999. Or get the lowest price ever on a new Dodge Journey, just $15,999. And right now, get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Florida Studio Theater presents the 8th Annual Sarasota Improv Festival, July 14th through 16th. 3 days of non-stop comedy with 18 groups from New York City, Atlanta, Austin, Boston, Chicago, Columbia, Canada, Orlando, and more. The laughter will be unlimited. Don't miss what Daly City says is non-stop lunacy. Featured acts will include premier improv group Impro Theater. Improv Festival passes and tickets are on sale now. 941-366-9000 or visit floridastudiotheater.org.
Two Democrats, previously rivals, are finally joining forces to defeat Donald Trump in the general election. Senator Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton took the stage together at a rally in Portsmouth, New Hampshire today. The event was the result of weeks of negotiations between the two campaigns, with Sanders finally offering his long-awaited endorsement.
And I know her, and all of you know her, is one of the most intelligent people that we have ever met. Hillary Clinton will make an outstanding president, and I am proud to stand with her today.
In her remarks accepting Sanders' endorsement, Clinton tried to appeal directly to Sanders supporters by focusing on many of his top issues, including college tuition and campaign finance reform. Meanwhile, in a tweet, Donald Trump accused Sanders of selling out for endorsing Hillary Clinton. And be sure to tune in next week as we cover the Republican National Convention in Cleveland. It takes place July 18th through July 21st. And then tune in the following week for the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. We will be bringing you live coverage there. That is July 25th through the 28th. And we will have, of course, a team covering both of those conventions. You can tune in right here on ABC7 and on our social media pages. Attorney General Loretta Lynch on the hot seat on Capitol Hill, testifying before the House Judiciary Committee. It's her first appearance on the Hill since the FBI announced that it will not be pressing charges or not recommending pressing charges against Hillary Clinton for her use of private email servers during her time as Secretary of State. During the hearing, the Republican chairman of the committee chastised Lynch for repeatedly deflecting questions on the email investigation. She also faced aggressive questioning from other Republicans who said Lynch made a bad situation worse by saying she would accept the FBI's recommendations without even knowing what they would be. A common prank is bubbling over in Sarasota today. Someone apparently put soap in the fountain at Sarasota's Island Park, creating a lot of bubbles. Our reporter Ray Collins took the video of all the bubbles this morning, and there were a lot of them, as you can see here. This is the second time in just a few weeks someone has done this to the fountain.
Yeah, common occurrence is starting to become there. I'll tell you what, a different story with the Dolphins sent in as far as photos go. To me, Katie Tupin sending this photo in. And get a look at this, a dolphin jumping through the bubbles of the actual wake created by her boat right there. And she's snapping this photo and sending it on in. Appreciate those photos. Keep them coming to Pix, P-I-X, at mysuncoast.com. And we had some rainfall around, and now it's gone for the most part near the coast. It came quickly, and it was heavy at times with some frequent lightning strikes, even some small hail. And now look at that. It looks like a pretty nice afternoon, and it looks like it should stay that way along the coast for the next couple of hours. We could see a return of storms as the east coast breeze makes it all the way over to the west coast. You can see it's really pounding now. Hardee and DeSoto counties, as well as into Highlands County. Some very heavy rainfall, frequent lightning strikes there. But the storms that were around earlier near the coast from Lakewood Ranch westward to Bayshore Gardens and up in Palmetto and Bradenton have since come to an end. But as I said, this will take its time, a few hours, to reach all the way over to the west coast again later on tonight. So there's some chance for some late night, late evening showers and a few thunderstorms. But for the time being, the heaviest rain in our inland counties from Wauchula to Arcadia to Sebring. Some pretty big storms. In fact, the rainfall rates are fairly impressive. Lightning strikes nearly 270 just in the last 10 to 15 minutes from Hardee and DeSoto counties stretching eastward. There's the rainfall rate in that particular cell right there, over 3.5 inches, a torrential downpour just to the east of Arcadia. Not much going on now in Northport and Port Charlotte, but we'll keep an eye on this cell as it makes its way to the west very slowly at 10 miles an hour. The rain that was around came pretty heavy at times, over an inch reported. Doppler estimates just to the west of Lakewood Ranch near Palmer, stretching up toward I-275 and 75 right there near Terra, and some heavier showers near Palmetto and Ellington, even some small hail reported with some of those cells. Now, satellite and radar picture continues to show this high pressure ridge, which is located just to the east of the Bahamas. This is kind of a normal setup that we usually get in the summer months. We haven't had much of that. We're seeing that east to southeasterly wind flow, which is butting up against that sea breeze, and that is causing us to see these more typical afternoon and evening thunderstorms, and they'll stay around too, I think, right through the weekend. Right now, some light rain still lingering at the airport. One of the benefits of the afternoon storms, it cools things down. It's 81 degrees there now. The dew point is at 74. Winds are out of the northwest at 8 miles an hour. Temperatures around the state. Well, it hasn't rained in Orlando. It's 94 there. It's 90 in Miami and Key West, but in the low 80s in the places it's rained near the coast. You can see that quite clearly into Bradenton, 89, so it's bounced back up there, but Cortez at 86, 86 in Northport, but 91 in Wauchula. They're soon to cool down as more rain is heading into that region. So tonight, a few showers making their way back toward the coast later on tonight. And then we get clear skies, and then for showers and storms developing along the sea breeze front again tomorrow, with some heavier activity moving inland and toward the coastline later on in the evening on Wednesday. So a similar pattern expected on Thursday. For boaters, seas running 2 feet or less, a light chop on the bays and inland waters, winds out of the southeast, turning to the west later on in the day. Scattered showers for tomorrow for boaters, but in the morning looks to be all right. Tides upcoming, 8:01 for the next high tide, and sunset will be at 8:28, sunrise at 6:44. A few isolated evening storms are possible, and then storms ending after midnight. Partly cloudy skies, mid-70s for lows. Tomorrow, we do it all over again. A high near 91 with a good chance for those afternoon and evening thunderstorms, some of which will produce some locally heavy rainfall and the dangerous lightning right in through the next 7 days with high temperatures right around seasonal averages. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. In health news tonight, new studies suggest youth concussions may be more common than previously thought. Findings announced at the American Orthopedic Society for Sports Medicine found a 60% increase in concussion incidents among people ages 5 to 24 from 2007 to 2014. This increase may be due in part to the rise in youth sports participation and also better diagnostic skills and training for coaches and sports medicine professionals. Regardless of sport, male patients were 1.5 times likelier to have reported a concussion. Stress is completely normal for pregnant women. Of course, it's a big life change, but we all know that too much stress is not a good thing for our bodies. But the jury is still out on how a woman's stress level affects the growing baby. There is some data that potentially says that stress can increase a woman's risk of a smaller baby and also preterm labor. Some tips to manage stress: know some relaxation techniques like a hot cup of tea or a warm bath, or learning breathing exercises. Those can help calm you down. Coming up, a separate fire snarls traffic in South Florida. How this tanker truck caught fire and shut down a major highway. Plus, fun in the sun at the zoo. A baby elephant cools off from the heat in a baby pool. That video when we come back.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Learn how to prepare a readiness plan and survival kit. Know your evacuation route. Be prepared, Suncoast, when severe weather threatens. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan. We all expect to feel more aches and pains over the years, but when it comes to age-related back pain, how do you know what's normal and what isn't?
Tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you what may be causing your pain and how to prevent it. John?
Showers and thunderstorms building in inland areas drift to the coast. We'll talk about that.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The death toll in a head-on crash between two trains in southern Italy now stands at 20. The two trains were on the same track, apparently heading toward each other, when they collided around 11 o'clock Monday morning. At least 22 people were killed and several people were hurt in this crash, including a 7-year-old boy. The child was airlifted to a hospital. The Italian Prime Minister has called for an investigation. A tanker fire shut down a portion of the turnpike in South Florida. Fire crews say there was about 2,000 gallons of fuel inside the truck when it caught fire this morning. Large flames and black smoke could be seen for miles. The driver managed to get out safely out of that truck. Firefighters sprayed the truck with white foam to contain the flames. A preliminary investigation determined that a weight shift on the truck caused the driver to lose control and overturn. A Russian balloonist is hoping to set a record for flying around the world non-stop in a helium balloon. He took off in a cramped gondola from the Australian outback. The 65-year-old is expected to fly east across Australia, New Zealand, Chile, Argentina, and South Africa before returning down under. He hopes to complete his journey in less than 13 days. He wants to break the record of a previous balloonist who started his navigation in 2002. Time sure does fly, especially when you're a baby elephant. The 2-month calf took his first dip in a kiddie pool at the Dallas Zoo, and it looks like he really loves the water because guess what? It's even hotter in Dallas than it is here, so no kidding, he loves the water. You can see him flopping, face planting, dancing around it. It's so cute. The baby was born to mom Milo at the zoo. He doesn't have a name yet, but the zoo hopes to change that next week. And still to come in your Suncoast News, a one-stop service center that helps those who are homeless in Manatee County. How that center is saving the county millions of dollars each year. That story is next.
Florida Studio Theater presents the 8th Annual Sarasota Improv Festival, July 14th through 16th. 3 days of non-stop comedy with 18 groups from New York City, Atlanta, Austin, Boston, Chicago, Columbia, Canada, Orlando, and more. The laughter will be unlimited. Don't miss what Daly City says is non-stop lunacy. Featured acts will include premier improv group Impro Theater. Improv Festival passes and tickets are on sale now. 941-366-9000 or visit floridastudiotheater.org.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called three-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Dotoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Looks like we're getting another new neighbor.
Now you could be the millionaire next door. Play Monopoly Florida Edition scratch-off games with a top prize of $5 million. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.